Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to this special event featuring Adam, um, astrologer. And for those of you that don't know or haven't heard Adam's story, can you give us a little bit of background of like how long you've been? Okay, first of all, no. What was it that first drew you into wanting to be the astrologer that you are?
Yeah, so I got a reading many years back from a wonderful astrologer who was very inspirational and just provided me down a good path. And then I started doing a lot of studying myself, and I grew to love it. It was back in the day when people collected a lot more books and things like that. So
Oh my
it
goodness,
was
yeah.
it was a little before the internet craze. So I would just collect books. I would go to the library, and it became kind of a favorite thing. And then pretty soon after that, I actually started doing readings.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
hmm
Um,
hmm
Now, do you find that because some of your intuitiveness comes in on that as well when you do readings?
Yeah. It's most definitely astrology is a real combination between the left and the right hemispheres.
Hmm.
hmm
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you offer a beautiful combination like that. So you guys, if you need a reading, there's his email right there on the screen. So,
hmm
but uh, and so then you found YouTube and started getting yourself out there on YouTube.
Yeah. This happened several years ago. I found this wonderful online community and started
Yes.
reaching out.
Mhm.
It was a little tricky to get started because YouTube had already been so saturated, and
Mm.
so if you didn't really offer anything unique that you were already should I say good at, there
Mhm.
really wasn't an in by 2022. Uh,
Right.
so what would happen was I first got in with a couple readers, and I gave them just a lot of information about things, or maybe did a reading, or something along those lines, and then that was kind of enough to get me on their channels, and then yeah, slowly building from there.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what it's about. Connecting in and
hmm
like-minded people, and
Yeah. Yeah.
um, it, you know, and you'll find, and I think you'll agree with this, Adam, is um, the ones that you truly connect with are leading with the from their heart space, and that's important.
hmm
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you guys. So we do have a show today, and I'm excited about what Adam's going to bring for us, and what my spirit team says as well in regard to what we're looking at today.
Okay.
Where did you feel like you would like to start today?
So
Uh,
let's start off with some of the excitement because I know that's what everyone likes hearing first. So let's start off with Alito, and
yeah.
there's some
Okay.
controversy up for a while now with these flags. We know he's blamed his wife, for putting up,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
specific flags. He's a real
There's more flat. I mean, it wasn't just in the yard; like it was on his
yeah.
boat and everything. Can
Mhm.
someone write down Alito so I can put it up on the screen? Thanks.
You got your helpers there.
I do.
Yeah, so he's a real right wing. Um, so yeah, so what I'm gonna do is just give everyone just a brief analysis of his cosmology, which helps us kind of understand him a little better and where he's coming from. So first off, he has a bunch of planets in Aries. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, and Mars tends towards things like competition and battle. So the high road of Aries is independence, action, and initiation, forging a new trail. The low aspect of Aries is very conflicting, always having a lot of controversy around you, always having a lot of strife around you. So he's kind of playing out that lower energy of Aries. Aries being the first sign is also a sign that really lead towards the me first attitude. And it's not a bad thing. It's just the nature of how Aries is. So what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to take away what is positive, what's negative. If you're an Aries, if you have a lot of Aries in your chart, and this is for everyone, a lot of your energy is directed towards your personal wants and your needs and your desires. It's the first sign. It's all about me. So that is part of the evolutionary path of an individual with a lot of Aries in their chart. It's a me first attitude. Now, the me first attitude works in some circumstances, but
I would think it'd be very empowering. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, exactly. It works in the realm of like personal self-empowerment, which he has a lot of. But when it comes to things like diplomacy or having to work with a group, that's where Aries fails. Aries is more likely to throw a tantrum and act like a baby if they don't get their own way. So that's kind of what's going on here. So what he has too is he has a bunch of these aspects in his chart. They're called trine aspects. Trine aspects indicate things flowing smoothly together. They're innate gifts, talents, and abilities that one has. So he has a lot of his trines in relation to the planet Pluto, which represents power, showing that he holds a strong sense of personal power that other people look up to and other people admire. Now, what ends up happening here is with these trine aspects, instead of really using them for instead of using these gifts as represented by the trines for the good of others, he uses them for manipulation tactics and power plays. He's emotionally very cut off. His moon sign is sitting right next to the planet Saturn. So the moon is really how we emote and how we can feel for others. The moon has a lot to do with the fourth chakra and the heart space, like you were talking about. His moon is sitting right next to Saturn. Saturn negates things. Saturn blocks things. So right off the bat, a moon Saturn shows from early childhood strict, rigid views and a lack of warmth and a lack of caring and love from early on. So he's emotionally cut off. He's emotionally cold. So when you're disconnected from those emotions, it's easy to do cruel acts to others. So that's really what we're seeing here. He has some aspects with Uranus, which indicate rebellion and the ability to get other people on his side. He also has aspects to his sun sign and Uranus that also indicate like over rebellion. That really indicate an individual who is rebellious just for the sake of being rebellious. He's into that shaking things up. He has some aspects in relation to planet Neptune, which give him a distorted sense of self.
To add to the okay.
They're Neptune oppositions. They're in relation to like his sun sign, for example, which is his ego structure. So it's a disproportionate disillusion, like grandeur. Sense of grandeur. Whenever Neptune's in these oppositions, I see individuals, they have a lot of distortion, self-distortion going on. So that's in relation to his sun sign, which sort of furthers that level of being disillusioned about things. This guy is actually someone who really believes in what he does. Whether or not it's an integrity or not, he has himself sort of tricked. A little bit kind of like a Donald Trump type. So he has a Capricorn rising, so he's very much steeped in tradition as well. So he's not an individual who is really at all in alignment with new values, and a new value system, showing me that, in combination with his age, that in the long run, this man is not going to be in. I give him maybe like a couple more years while Pluto is still entering into Aquarius. I give him maybe 3 years, to tell you the truth. 5 years, I can almost guarantee he's going to be out of the picture. Just because A, his age, and B, his chart and the way he is no longer sustainable. He's like one of the last.
Okay.
Yeah, if that makes sense. So these individuals are slowly losing their power. He's in the boys club, like Donald Trump, and they are, losing power quickly, which is good. So his transits, so those are the planets that are transiting in relation to the birth chart. He has a lot of Uranus aspects showing that there's could be unexpected things coming for him down the road, unexpected gains, unexpected losses, things that are going to sweep him off his feet, things that are going to cause controversy, perhaps rebellion with him as well. Mm-hmm. One of them is in an aspect to Venus, which represents his values and his popularity. Mm-hmm. So this could represent a definite decrease in popularity, or that his popularity is going to be and that after it decreases, it's going to be shrunk to a very specific individual. He also has some aspects in relation to the moon, which stand for his emotions and his domestic sphere, which don't look so great. So overall, he's going to stay in the limelight, but astrologically speaking, it's going to be for situations that are more dramatic, more chaos causing, and that are cause a lot of controversy. So that is pretty much Alito.
Yeah, and I want to back that up with some cards. Mm-hmm. We have the Seven of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles coming in for him. Which kind of backs up. He'll still be in the limelight a little bit, but some of his deceit, his stuff is going to be. He's going to have to be accounting for some of this coming up. It's going to his deceit is going to be shown, and he's going to have to deal with that.
Okay, you mean like a level of accountability?
Yeah, he's gonna. It's gonna come out, and he's gonna have to figure out how to juggle all the deceit and stuff he's involved with.
Mm-hmm,
so,
mm-hmm.
yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Sharon, thank you so much. Yeah, interesting. Like you said, and we're gonna talk about, I think, Clarence next, but this whole Supreme Court is a little shaky right now.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because we know at the end he pushed through Amy Coney Barrett,
right?
And who else did he? Was it just her at the end? I kind of forget now.
We have Amy, and then we have the guy who likes to drink beer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What's his name, guys? His name is evading my brain right now. But anyway, yeah. So, what's his name? Oh gosh. Anyway, so yeah. So that guy, the beer drinking guy. Kavanaugh. Thank you.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Clarence, and then we have Alito. So there's 4 that are.
Yeah, that are super right wing. As far as I know, and I may be mistaken, but isn't Biden able to push through some more?
Yes, but we need a better majority in the House and the Senate or something.
So we're gonna
2025. Yep.
Visualize that for.
Yes, we are. We're gonna
for this upcoming election.
We got it.
I mean, it is really right around the corner.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Less than 5 months away. Yeah, that's really.
Getting through it, guys. We're getting through it.
Yeah, that's very soon. Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about
Brett.
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas.
Yeah. So he's he's like the same but different as far as, so he's taken over $4 million in gifts.
Wow.
Yeah. So there is some controversy around that as well. I mean, and we know Jenny Thomas as well, his wife, we know she is, she's just as bad as he is. Okay, so talk about a little bit about Clarence Thomas and his birth chart. So he has a bunch of planets in the astrological sign of Cancer. So the United States sun sign is in Cancer as well. So Cancer likes to uphold traditional values. That's one strong aspect. So he likes to think of himself in alignment with the traditional family values, so to speak, of the United States. Um, whether or not he's doing that is the question. So he has a tremendous amount of power in the seventh house. So the seventh house has to do with sway of other people. He has Saturn sitting next to Pluto there. So Pluto represents power. Saturn represents structures. When you have that conjunction, two planets sitting next to each other in that seventh house, you just have a lot of personal power around and sway around decision making. So that's really where he holds a lot of his power. His north node and his south node are in the north node's in Taurus, the south node's in Scorpio. The north node is our evolutionary direction of progression. The south node is our comfort zone. In Taurus, Scorpio, I call it the axis of materialism. Individuals who have a high emphasis on that axis, they tend to be heavily materialistic. A lot of money, a lot of stuff, a lot of possessions. His south node in Scorpio, so the south node's the comfort zone. Scorpio's power can be manipulation tactics, digging beneath the surface, things that are hidden. So there's still some kind of hidden stuff, kind of mystery going on about some stuff in relation to Clarence Thomas. He likes to sort of have this image of this overall kind of patriotic individual, but that's obviously not the case. And then his north node, which is direction of progression in Taurus, is really all about the accumulation of things, the accumulation of resources. Cancer within itself is also a security-oriented sign too. So the question here is, when is enough enough? When, it's like you obviously have your basics times a million taken care of, but you're pretty much just kind of greedy right now. He also is a rat in Chinese astrology. I looked at his Chinese astrology. So he's a rat. So rats can have a tendency towards like the accumulation of things.
Okay.
Rats, yeah, and rats, and I actually know
that's right. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I actually know a fair amount of rats as well. It's a sign that can lend towards like material greediness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
And it's very true. So that also explains it as well, as he's the rat. Rats also can be like a hoarder type as well.
Tendencies towards hoarding. Okay.
Yeah. So greed, hoarding.
Hypnicity says she's a rat.
Okay. So
remember, folks, like nice things. Hypnicity. You must like nice things.
Yeah. The thing is, though, is you have to remember. For example, I'm a dog. Donald Trump's a dog. This isn't. There's no one thing for any individual. These are tendencies.
She has 5 pianos, she said.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. Love it.
Well, you must be a good musician then.
And there's also, with anything, there's shadow side, and there's,
exactly.
Where are you at with it? Yeah, I'm a dragon, so I'm a Leo, a dragon.
Dragons are great. Dragon and dog are actually opposite. I get along. Some of my best friends have been dragons.
Oh, yay.
The opposing signs, they tend to have like a kind of a rich sort of dynamic relation that attracts them. And that's also opposing sun signs in the astrology chart as well.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of individuals who are couples who have like one's an Aquarius, one's a Leo, one's a Virgo, one's a Pisces.
Okay.
Things like that.
So Hypnicity says she's a collector. There you go. Now you know why.
There you go. Yeah, that's a better word than a hoarder, a collector.
My breeder's a dragon too. I love it. Lisa's a Taurus rooster.
Oh,
Awesome.
very grounded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Back to Clarence. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, he, it would be safe to say here that he is definitely lens towards materialism and power and manipulation, and the materialism with him is more coming um, from a distorted ego and coming more from a sense of using it as a tool for a tool for power. Yeah, so some of his aspects, there's kind of hit and miss here. There's a combination of kind of everything here. There's some aspects going on with Venus, some short-term aspects which can indicate his sense of popularity, kind of out of flux. So that's probably the biggest aspect. There's some Uranus aspects showing there could be some sudden surprises for him. There's some Mars aspects that show that, at least for the short term, he's going to continue to try to conceal himself and kind of battle and ward off everything. I wouldn't be in disbelief if, like, he's probably someone who runs maybe a certain level of like paranoia with things. Cancer is intuitive. He has a lot of Cancer. You're picking up with all the water, you're picking up the emotions of others, whether positive or negative. So he's taking in unconsciously a lot of these emotions, a lot of these things. And he doesn't really have the ability or the knowingness to be able to kind of run those through him. And so he's a little bit like an inflating balloon here. Who's probably not really going to go anywhere. Who's like a sinking balloon, like absorbed in so much water, the balloon's like sinking. It's kind of what I see. His long-term aspects, he has Uranus sitting on the North Node. The North Node is your evolutionary direction of progression. North Nodes change. So some unexpected change is going to be happening for him. Then he has some Jupiter's square aspects, which can show an overestimation of capabilities. And then some aspects with Saturn showing that on some level, karma is going to be stepping in for him.
Who? Karma.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And do you see like a timing in his chart of?
So the short-term aspects are kind of everything that's happening now. The long-term, I would say within the next like anywhere 3 months to like 6, 7, 8 months.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what? So the planet Saturn, excuse me, which represents karma, that's going to be going in what's called a retrograde motion in June 29th. So whenever Saturn's in retrograde, little details around like issues where people have stepped out of line, it's like they come to the forefront of the consciousness and they're highlighted. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be harder to kind of skate around things for at least a couple months, starting at the end of June and July. And things where people have overstepped their boundaries are going to be revealed and up for review. So that's never a good time when you're someone like him who has, who is kind of living in should we say a life of not a lot of integrity. That's not going to look good for people like him, Alito, of course.
Mm-hmm. Oops, he'll be back. There he is.
Or the barriers are thicker because of their kind of everyone's kind of clumped together. When you're just after an individual, it can be a little easier. It's a little complicated. It's more complicated with them. It's more complex. It's more complicated. You're dealing with just a different time frame here than when you're dealing with an individual. It's kind of having to like dissect each individual and then sort of take them down as a whole after you've dissected each individual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I just want to back you up. I do see him. He's in he's in a lose-lose situation here. There's no
Oh,
way.
okay.
And you have him having to go because of the decisions he made, choices he made, has put him in, has backed him into this lose-lose situation. There's no way for him. He can't get away from this.
All
The stuff coming at him.
That's interesting. The Seven of Cups, isn't that like delusions? Illusions?
Yeah, it can be illusions, delusions. Definitely.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one's interesting. Like delusional behaviors.
Yeah, he was. He did. Because of his thought that he was probably above all this and made these choices.
The poor choices. Yeah.
The thing I keep hearing is no one's above the law. So.
Yeah. So the last person, Donald Trump. So it's not. It really just, things have, for the last couple of years, have been taking a dive down. And I don't, astrologically speaking, with Pluto and Aquarius now, I don't see anything that's going to improve for Donald Trump. I continue to see things get worse for him. Even to the point of, house arrest and even potential jail. So a lot of his aspects lean towards square aspects, which are challenges, dynamics. A lot of Uranian aspects with Mars showing outbursts. Sudden unexpected behaviors, volatile behaviors, a lot of anger. There are some sextiles which can indicate certain opportunities with things, showing that, perhaps like if he gets sentenced, there may be like specific things he's able to do, stuff like that. Maybe certain immunities and things like that. But I for sure don't see the direction heading any more positive for him.
I'm wondering, in regard to his personal relationships, do you see anything in his chart?
For Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some Venus aspects. There's like Saturn is going to be sitting next to Venus, which shows Saturn is like separative. When I see Venus, you want to see aspects that illuminate Venus, because Venus is all about things coming together. So Saturn sitting next to Venus is like a separation. So this could even mean maybe like a divorce with Melania, even perhaps, or something along those lines. Venus also represents popularity too, and Saturn like puts the brakes on things. Saturn is about isolation.
Okay. Yeah. There's. So I do see. I have the Hangman and the Two of Pentacles for him. So I think a lot of things are coming at him. He's kind of he can't run and hide from this.
No.
So it's coming out. Do you see anything in his health house?
Let me
I know that our family here would want to ask that question.
Yeah. So what I look at like aspects to Mars, because Mars represents vitality. He has Mars sitting with Saturn in some aspects, and Saturn's the lord of karma. Mars Saturn can indicate like accidents. Mars also represents Mars is also linked with like the circulatory system, which could have to do with like heart attacks, strokes.
That's what we're getting.
Yeah, and things along that nature, maybe more of a heart attack, stroke type of thing.
And does it show any timing on that?
I mean, the long term, these could be within the next like 4, 5, up to like 9 months.
Yeah, and as far as his health, I'm getting the Ten of Swords for him.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's like the end of him. Yeah, no, that's not looking good.
now I know that you didn't pre-do this, but have you looked at November 5th for Election Day?
Oh, in relation to just like the overall.
Yeah, the overall energy.
I haven't yet, but we could definitely do that next show.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be quite interesting.
Yeah. I haven't jumped that far ahead yet.
So let's take okay. And have you looked at Hunter Biden by any chance?
I haven't, no.
All right.
At least not very recently.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I remember anything about, because I did do a collab. I believe I did a video on him too a while back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can do that again next time.
No, I was just wondering because he's, the jury's deliberating right now.
Oh, because that's like the Republicans' like only hope.
I know. I'm out of my mind with this because it's just like, are you kidding me? You're like, gonna focus on this guy and he bought a gun when you can't even you're saying no to all the gun control of the AR-14s for kids. I'm out of my mind with this.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. It's crazy.
I can't even.
Yeah. But what I do have is I have the full moon forecast.
Okay, the full moon forecast. Yay. Okay.
So the full moon is actually occurring on the solstice, which is going to be on the 21st. So that's a pretty special day. A very potent day as well, astrologically. This is actually one of the more dynamic full moon aspects that I look at, or full moon charts that I looked at with a lot of aspects. So overall, what I do is I recommend on this day to like just try to stay grounded and do what you can just to like not let this overwhelming full moon get to you too negatively. So what's going to happen here, the sun sign is going to be in Cancer and the moon sign is in Capricorn. So this is an earth water axis. So Cancer, it has to do with home, family, the emotions around the home and family. And because the United States sun sign is in Cancer too, this is very this is kind of a very patriotic full moon in the sense of the Cancer sun sign, and then the in relation to the United States sun. The moon is going to be in Capricorn, the opposing moon. So the moon in Capricorn, the full moon in Capricorn, can be a bit of a taskmaster here. So, right, this is a good time of good moon to get things done, structure, organization, planning for the future, pragmatic as well. Those are all keywords of a Capricorn moon. Sun, Venus, and Mercury are all going to be sitting right next to each other in Cancer. So there's going to be, Cancer, anytime you find a planet in Cancer, very like home and family oriented. Cancer is also, things to do around the house, because it's, can be a real homebody. We're talking gardening, painting, playing with kids, things like that. So it's a great time to also visit family as well, reconnect with friends, reconnect with family. So that being said, the aspect grid, which is the relationship between the planets, it's going to be a bit dynamic. So it's characterized by a strong what's called a T-square. So a T-square is called an activation square. So there's really the ability to get a lot done in a small amount of time whenever there's a strong T-square. So at the T is going to be the planet Neptune. And this is just so paradoxical because Neptune is more of a lackadaisical type of energy. So what happens when Neptune is in this configuration? It can create like delusions, and it can create confusion about things and poor judgment with things whenever Neptune is in a T-square like this. So it's a great time to make level-headed decisions. You may see this acted on the political spectrum. Individuals that may be blatantly lying about things, and may try to get away with more shady types of things with this Neptune aspect. There are a lot of square aspects as well. So squares are tension, dynamic, their movement. The sun sign is going to be in a square aspect. The moon sign is going to be in a square aspect. The North Node, which is our evolutionary direction, progressions in a square aspect. So just not a lot of like relaxation time during this full moon. A lot of energy, a lot of potency, a lot of movement, a lot of change, a lot of dynamic, a lot of unsettled stuff. This could be a time, this is a potential time, where this could even, with a crazy chart like this could even mean like earthquakes, tidal waves, floods, things like that. Those can get brought up. But at the same time, though, because a T-square is a lot can happen at once, it also is a great time too for progressing things.
Well, yeah, and would
Mm-hmm.
because on my handy little chart, Neptune offers your psychic abilities.
It does. But what's interesting when it's in a square aspect.
Oh, okay.
So there are a lot of these Neptune aspects. So it is very true. On one level, Neptune can offer greater ESP, greater universal connection, greater creativity. But when it's in a square, it can also create like illusions, delusions, being misguided. A Neptune square would be something like, do you remember a while back? Neptune square would be something like a cult leader who promises you the world if you go and you do this. And so you go and you meditate inside of one of those sweat lodges and they put plastic and you end up dying. That's a Neptune square because Neptune is searching for some sort of higher power, but with the square aspect, it can be delusional. So that's why
beware of your
you more want like a Neptune unaspected or Neptune in like a trine aspect or a sextile aspect.
Got it.
So beware of being misled or misguided. With Neptune squares, people are more likely to really dive into ESP, things like aliens and things that can be unexplainable, more likely to kind of go down rabbit holes with Neptune squares. So that's something to be aware of. So if you have Neptune squares in your chart,
they're rabbit holes. Got it.
Yeah, be careful of not going down rabbit holes. You don't want to fall. I say you don't want to fall victim to a Neptune square.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, because that's really more of what it is. You fall victim to it.
Yeah.
So the planet Pluto is still in retrograde. So whenever Pluto's in retrograde, it's reviewing all those power structures. But Pluto now as well made its way into Aquarius.
Oh, there it is, the square.
Yep, there's the square. Squares are challenges.
Yeah, they show stumbling blocks. Yeah. And you can have one of these, you guys. Amazon.com.
Yeah, no, those are good go-tos. But even with that, you still need to kind of like know it a little bit.
I know nothing, but it still helps me a little.
They're good. Those are good guides. They really are. So yeah, it's really characterized by just a lot of aspects. There's just a lot of dynamic. I mean, the solstice is coming. It's going to be the full moon and just just a potent time for just a lot of change.
Beautiful. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Full moons offer, it's an opportunity always. So
Mm-hmm.
wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I did pull a card for us for the full moon, and it's the Smoky Quartz card.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and
Ooh.
that solar plexus there that it's connected to, with that Smoky Quartz. And it says here, and I think it goes right along with what you're saying, which is cray cray.
Oh, really? Uh-oh. I see my email. Has that been... It's been incorrect.
Oh, it's wrong?
Yeah, I must have written it wrong in there.
Uh-oh.
ASTRO. I can't believe I just noticed that.
Uh-oh. Okay, rewrite.
Mm-hmm.
So the Smoky Quartz, so if you guys have a Smoky Quartz, grab it during the full moon. It symbolizes endurance at times when we need to be patient during difficult times. Right?
Yeah.
It makes you aware of the flow of natural instincts, and it also gives you accurate knowledge. So, and when you're observing your surroundings, it'll give you an accurate observation. So when we're saying in this square and the illusion, you know what I mean? Not going down rabbit holes, just beware. The Smoky Quartz will be helpful. And it is connected to the third chakra, the yellow. And so it allows you to focus and stay in harmony. So, yeah. Smoky Quartz, guys, for this full moon. I think it really, really does connect with what Adam was saying there. With that, and so I noticed a lot of people were sharing. We actually have a lot of dogs in the house today. So,
all right.
Along with you. Okay, so we need to get your email correct.
Yeah. I can't believe I did not notice.
So it looks like Sharon got it right.
Yeah,
right?
That's correct. Yeah.
This one is correct, you guys. The one that Sharon has. Do not look at the one that Adam wrote on the screen.
It's Monday.
It's Monday. And thank you for liking my hat. I do sell this in my merch shop. I designed this so you can see it has my little Freebird spirit there on the back. There's one pink one left, you guys. One. And then the rest are the black ones. So if you're still interested. All right. What else came through here on the chat? Chit chat. Oh gosh. Yeah, I guess that's it. A Polly Parker in the house. Oh, Melissa has the pink one. Yay! I love it too. Adam, did you say the moon's north node is square?
Let me look at all the square aspects going on. Oh, you mean for the full moon chart on the 21st?
Did you say the moon's north? Yes.
Let's see. So there's going to be Sun squared Neptune, Moon squared Neptune, North Node. Yep, the North Node is going to be squaring the Sun, Venus, and Mercury. And the North Node's in Aries. So that's a cardinal square. Cardinal's initiating. But what happens with the square aspect, this is the potential for kind of a push and pull between independence and independent action kind of versus like nurturing the family and like family situations. So there kind of might be a push and a push and a pull, a little bit of a dynamic going on between that. But it's a very transient aspect.
All right. Okay. So it's not in there long.
No.
Okay.
Like a week.
Oh, okay. We can do this, you guys. It's a week. We got this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to plug. I have some in my ear here. I'm supposed to plug also my other merch in my shop, which is for Pride Month. So scroll,
Oh,
find all the Pride Month merch in there, you guys.
Santa Cruz Pride was so cute.
Aw.
It's like, well, actually, it was. Well, Santa Cruz has about 50,000 people, but people came from like San Francisco and did cheerleading.
Oh, fun.
The parade actually lasted about an hour.
Oh, how you should go to the San Diego one, man. That's
God. Yeah, or I've been to the
hours.
Yeah, it's like the San Francisco one. It's like too big.
Yeah,
too
it's
much.
so big. So it's like hours and hours. It's
Hours.
So cool, but yeah, fun.
Mm-hmm.
So check that out if you guys want to. Any other questions for Adam while we have him here with the expert? And while you post any questions, and thank you, Sharon, for doing all the moderating like that. That's awesome. Coming up, for those of you who haven't heard yet, we're having the healing ceremony Zoom event. Kevin, Lisa, Terry, JJ, and myself. So you can register for that at thehealingmedium.ca. It is going to be on Father's Day, so I think that's this Sunday, correct? Father's Day, I think it's this Sunday. And the last one we had was amazing, you guys. So the minimum donation is $11, but all are welcome, so don't worry about that. But you need to register through the healingmedium.ca. Cameras are optional, so don't worry about if you're like, oh, I don't want to be on Zoom. You don't have to turn your camera on. This is all about sharing energy and opening your heart. It's from 4:45 to 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Terry at Holding Your Space will be the guide, and facilitators will be, like I said, Kevin, the Healing Medium, me, JJ, Tuta Speaks, and Lisa, Spirit Intuitive. So please sign up, you guys. It is amazing. Okay. Constance wants to know, did we talk about July 11th sentencing? We didn't. This sentence.
No, I just talked about his transits. The only thing I have on that for right now is that Saturn will be in a retrograde position, so that's not in favor for a lighter sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 50 Shades. Yay, Pride merch, yay. Melissa says, no question, but I'm another Earth dog. Yeah, there are several here. Yeah, so lots of dogs. Can you tell us a little bit about that energy that you know? Because since you're a dog, you might know a little bit about it.
For the dog, yeah. So the dog corresponds to Libra. Each Chinese sign corresponds with a Western sign. So one of the keywords for dogs is justice.
Oh.
So the individual will, yeah. So that's so for example, like Trump is getting his justice. Things like that. That's one big thing is the dog will be is generally an individual who, if they put out negative stuff, the justice will come back. Or sometimes like that stuff supposedly could happen in like numerous types of lifetimes, that type of thing. The dog being correspondent with Libra, some of those qualities would be like fairness, protection. The dog can be somewhat dogmatic, loyal. And I know, again, Donald Trump is anything but loyal.
Again, shadow side.
Yeah, loyal unto himself. But yeah. So those are some of the strong dog qualities. And then, of course, every 12 years, an element changes. So that also characterizes, for example, an earth dog has a different temperament than like a fire dog. And I think Trump is, I'm not sure what he is. He might be a fire dog. I don't know.
What year is he? What year?
He was born in, let me look real quick. I think it was 1946.
1946.
Yeah, I can, let me see here, 1946.
Holly's a snake.
Oh, snakes are cool. Snakes can have, yep, it's the dog.
He's the dog.
Fire. I thought it was a fire dog. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So there has to be that other piece.
Yeah. That adds to a lot of the temperament. My intuition off the bat was gonna say fire, but yeah, I was right. It is a fire dog.
So I'm a fire dragon, right? Since I'm
wow, that's really cool.
Right? Leo, fire dragon. Is that correct?
I don't know what year you were born.
Oh, okay. So, I see. So it doesn't go with your. I see.
It's changed. Yeah. So there's 12. So there's 12 animals. They cycle around. It takes every animal around once every 12 years. But then there's 5 elements. So there's a different element every 12 years to each sign. If that makes sense.
Okay. I'm the dragon.
Dragon is known to be dragon.
It looks like I might be. Would I be the wood dragon? Maybe.
Potentially. Dragon's actually known to be one of the more auspicious signs to be born under in Chinese astrology. The dragons are very auspicious.
What does that mean?
In Chinese, like lucky.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's all sorts of festivals where they have like the dragon, they're walking around with the big dragon.
Oh, I've seen it, yeah.
It's a very like revered animal. Mm-hmm.
Wait, August. I'm trying to get see if I'm what. Yeah, charismatic, but doesn't say. But I'm compatible with rats, monkeys, and snakes. That's cool. Yeah, I put the year in. It's not giving me the year of the dragon. Oh, and it belongs to the wood year.
Okay, wood dragon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a wood dragon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whatever that means. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then we have a wood metal pig. Interesting.
It would be either a wood pig or a metal pig.
Oh.
Yeah, it wouldn't be wood metal.
Oh, so one of those. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, is someone there born during the year of the metal pig or wood pig?
Metal rat. Wow, we have a lot of rats in here. That's cool. Thanks. Cool. I find that so fascinating because it just adds another layer of understanding, and literally, if you follow the belief that you design your coming in and you format that whole thing, that you even thought it down to this as well, like
your Chinese astrology. Yeah.
It's going to be the wood. Oh, we have a horse.
Yay. Oh, horse. Yeah, horses. Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. I do feel that I did draw some cards in regard to, because people were asking about 45's sentencing and what that's going to look like. I have the Five of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Devil. I always get the Devil with him. But so that feeling of being trapped. So because it's in regard to sentencing, so we like that card that it's feeling of trapped, but it's not like I didn't get my prison card. So maybe you see maybe that ankle bracelet or something like that might happen for him. Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, it's definitely it definitely just is not getting any better for him.
No. But he will feel trapped. One level or another. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you so much, Adam, for hanging out with us. And
you're welcome. It's great.
Hopefully we can have you back sooner than later, and we'll dive into some of these other questions they had as far as people. And maybe I can put in my community, if you guys have specific questions or people you want Adam to look at, we can kind of get that, because with astrology you have to take some time to look at the chart, so it's not like something that's easily done live, right?
Yeah, it takes me about, I know I did those 3 there. That took me about, and then with the full moon forecast, that took me about 45 minutes to prepare.
Right. See, so
so I can't, unless I had already done something and from the past and remember it. Otherwise it has to be all planned out. Yeah.
So I'll do that for the next time, where we can put in some names so he can pre-look at some of the stuff for us. But we appreciate you, Adam, and what you do. And
thank you, Debbie. That's very sweet of you.
Yeah, and enlightening. So if you guys want to get your own chart read, whether it's your birth chart or your natal chart, or I got to remember the terms, or like what's the one where things are coming up?
So that would be a transit chart.
Transit chart.
So those are all the planets that are transiting, either past, present, or future. Those are great for any questions of any aspect of life.
Yes. Contact Adam, and that's how we met. Because I saw Adam on Andrea's channel, and I'm like, oh. So I contacted Adam for my little chart reading, and so that's how we met. So you guys, I recommend. And it's affordable, so that's nice too.
Yeah.
If I'm able to go see him, you guys can too.
Yeah, I'm currently offering the discounted readings. Yeah,
it's so helpful. It sometimes some and nothing, and you do you, but sometimes it prices people out. And so I was blessed to be able to get a reading with you. So thank you for that.
You are very
welcome. All right. Love you guys, and we will see you again. Oh, and don't forget to sign up for the healing ceremony, you guys, for Sunday evening. Okay. Love you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.